Welcome to Franchise Focus. Today I'm joined by Jason Howell from Franchise Fastlane, representing one of the fastest growing home improvement brands in the country, Cabinet IQ. This brand is redefining the kitchen and bath remodeling experience with a streamlined, tech enabled model designed for scale and simplicity. We'll talk about how Cabinet IQ built such a strong momentum, what makes the business model different from traditional remodelers, and what kind of owners are thriving in the system. Welcome, Jason. How are you doing?
Hey, Laura, great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Can you just maybe just walk us through a little bit about your experience or, what brought you to Cabinet IQ and then maybe talk about the big picture of what Cabinet IQ is?
Yeah, that's awesome. So I started my journey in franchising about 11 years ago. As most of people that you work with, I was a candidate, right? I was looking for my next thing to do, right? I wanted to get out of corporate America. So I bought a franchise, and from there, I got a regional developing franchise. And then from there, I moved in to be an executive for a brand directly, and I was a VP of development. I did some consulting for about 18 months, and then I decided to get back into development. When I got back in development, I went into with a company by the name of Raintree, and that's where I got connected with Cabinet IQ. And then Franchise Fastlane came and bought Raintree, and that's how I
Hmm.
got to the Fastlane. So I came with the brand over from the Raintree acquisition.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fantastic ride. As
Yeah.
the brand grows, you just learn and learn and learn.
That's fantastic. So yeah, tell us a little bit about, what Cabinet IQ is. I, gave the broad basics, but and what makes you guys a little bit different in the market.
Yeah, Cabinet IQ, a very simple light business, right? So all we do is countertops, cabinets, and installation of both products. So the reason why we do that is because when Michael was creating this model, he was a general contractor and he was doing everything. It was a very heavy business. It wasn't scalable. So focusing on the two top profit margin items in the kitchen remodeling process allowed him to scale more, but also be a lot more profitable. So in the tech world, we're really good at using tech to enhance the customer experience and also enhance our ability to service the customer. Really, you will want to give the white glove treatment and focus solely on the customer in this process. So the technology we use is some really cool AI stuff that will allow, customers to take pictures of their 2D kitchen and then post it on our website and pick a door style, and then the AI will make a 3D rendering out of it, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And then we have the VR technology where a customer can come in and walk through their kitchen before they buy in. Who wouldn't love to do that, right? Open up all the drawers and see what it's like. But really, the technology that separates us is our proprietary CRM. Our proprietary CRM answers the number one question in construction, and that's what happens next. So a customer can log in from anywhere, see what we're working on, what we need from them, what the next steps are. The easiest way to understand this, if you have kids, it's almost like the Domino's Pizza app, right? So when you order your Domino's Pizza, it's like we received your order, we're working on your order, we're putting it in the oven, it's cooking, it's coming out, we put it in the box, and someone's delivering it to you. So
Yeah.
very similar to that. And it just reassures the customer that, hey, they are understanding, they're in control of what's going on with their project. And it also allows anyone on our side, whether it be franchise owner, the designer, the operations person, the installer, to be able to look through a single pane window and see everything happen with that order. So if they're touching that customer or talking with that customer, they're understanding where the customer is at and what the focuses of the customer are. So it was really functional technology that really drives that experience.
So you mentioned you're doing cabinets and countertops. So how does that compare to what other remodelers are doing? And how does somebody bring in a plumber, electrician, and all that? Yeah.
Yeah, so this is where the franchisee, and this is where our ideal fit really comes in. Our ideal fit is that absolute networker, right? They're that connector to the community, right? Because we only do the countertops and the cabinets, so we want to refer that business, right? This is where that collaborative comes in, right? That franchisee really needs to go out and connect with the community because we want to refer the best people to do the plumbing. We want to refer
Mhm.
the best people to do the electrical, the painting, all that kind of stuff, the removal of the old kitchen, right? Because we know when you remove that kitchen, there's going to be something back there, right? There's going to be
Yes.
something that you got to fix. So we want to make sure that we're that one source to network and do that for you, and then send you over to the person that's the best at that. So really making sure that that person's connecting is really imperative. And you're going to share leads with those people, right? So it's not like you're
Yeah.
doing that for nothing. You know, one of the first connections we have you make in your community is a high-end appliance company, right?
Yeah.
Because you're going to share the most leads with that person, right? You want to make sure that, hey, y'all are like your apples are apples in business.
Yeah. When you talk, because I had my kitchen remodeled about 4 years ago, just that visual of, that communication.
It's
That full building too would be another great one if there was a better way to communicate the stages. And yes, we are working on it, but yeah, no, that's got to be powerful.
You get so nervous because it's so much money, right? It's so much
Mhm.
money. I mean, you're like, wait, like people remodel their kitchen once, maybe twice in a lifetime, right?
Right.
So when you're going into this project and you're spending 30, 40, 80, $100,000, and you're like, oh, I just wrote somebody a big old check and I don't know what's happening. It's nerve wracking.
Yep. That's for sure. So talk about, I guess, the founder a bit and how he started this business.
Yeah, so we are founded by an engineer, and he, started out. He went to school. He's a PhD. He's a doctor by education. So he's a
Wow.
doctor in engineering, and he went to the University of Florida. And when he was going through his doctorate studies, he was really inspired. He really loved being out in the field. He really learned learning. It's really probably what I would call where our core values. We have 5 core values that are really near and dear to our founder, and he lives them every day. And he talks about them every founder's call, right? He makes sure that candidates resonate with those 5 core values. And I think that's what really resonated with him. But then, like anyone else, he graduated and he went and got a big boy job, right? So he went to work for Intel up in Portland in research and development. Great
Wow.
job, great team, great company. Didn't really like being in an office environment. Moved to Austin and worked for a company called Samsung. Very similar, really good job. And that's where he started flipping houses. And he just came to the point where, on Sundays, he didn't want to go to work. He's like, I've had enough of this. So what anybody does with a PhD, they get on blue jeans and a t-shirt and they go get their general contractor's license and they show up to Home Depot on Monday, right?
Oh my gosh.
He started being a general contractor, and what happened was every single time he got the kitchens, he got so incredibly frustrated because his job would be on budget and on time, and then the kitchen came in. And he's like, man, if I get entry level kitchen cabinets or I get the most expensive, the same thing happened. So what he did,
Wow.
he taught himself kitchen design, and he started sourcing his own cabinets. Then from there, like the referral just led from there, and he opened up his first Cabinet IQ, and he was still doing full service
Hmm.
when the light bulb went off. And this is a funny story. I love when he tells this story. Is when a customer came in, this lady came in and wanted to look through tile. So he got rid of everything else. He was only down to like countertops, cabinets, insulation, and tile. The lady comes in and wants to look at tile. So he helps him work through the tile. Then she's like, oh my God, I need to go get my husband. So the lady goes, gets her husband. She comes back an hour later. He spends another hour and a half with them. And they buy 32 square foot of tile, subway tile, that are like 99 cents a piece. So he spent like 3 hours working on a $32, right? And he's like, the COO the next morning come in, he's like, hey, we got to crunch the numbers on how much like we sell in tile. It was less than 5%. So he ripped all the tile out. He's like, all we're doing is countertops and cabinets. And that's how Cabinet IQ was born.
Interesting. Very interesting. That's cool. And in terms of the growth, like what, so how many owners are you at now?
Yeah, so we're up to 56 franchisees, and we're about 115 units. So we're everywhere for the United States. We're Portland, Oregon, California. We're Midwest. We're in the East Coast. So we're Jersey. We're Florida, Carolinas, where I live at. So yeah, we're a little bit everywhere now.
What do you do about the contractor license that's needed in some of these states like Florida?
Yeah, so what we do in every state that when a candidate comes in, so if you're in Nevada, you're in Florida, you're in California, what we do is we walk through what the state licensing laws are, and then what the practical application of that is. So we
Hmm.
give that to the candidate during the discovery process, so they can understand that and then make the decision whether that meets what they're looking to do.
Do you help them find those relationships with contractors if they want to.
Absolutely. We're turnkey and all that. So we help all franchisees find their 1099 subcontractors. We help them find their W-2 staff. So we have some really cool AI tools to help them vet those people before they start talking with them in person. And then, of course, we'll sit in on those interviews and advise, right? We can't make that decision for them, but we will advise on who we check, who we would select for either for the designer or the operations person. So we give them a lot of questions to ask that makes them look like they've been an expert in the industry for 30 years.
So from the business model standpoint, so let's say a franchisee signs up, they go through training. What's their process from lead to installation? What's that journey look like?
For the customer?
Yeah,
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 for
with the franchisee with the customer. Yeah.
Yeah, so for the franchisee with a customer, so customer comes in. Keep in mind, 70 to 80% of our customers come to our showroom by appointment. So this is
Okay.
a very
Right.
intentional customer. So
Good.
they come into the showroom, we walk them through. One of the things we do before they come into the showroom, though, is that proprietary CRM that I was talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Them for inspiration photos. So they sending us inspiration photos. So we have a really good idea of what that customer is looking for. We walk them through our state of the art showroom that is totally different in the industry. We have full vignettes. So you walk into full kitchens into our showroom.
Oh, wow.
Use that to show the possibilities. We have some software that in about 30 seconds to a minute can kind of get the customer an estimate. And then we require 5% for us down for us to start the project. That really filters through the tire kickers. That's where it helps our lead sourcing. It allows the franchisee and the designer to focus on people that are truly buying. And then from there, we'll send the designer out to the customer's house to measure and, look at the application. We come back, we use some great software to make 3D renderings and bring that to life. I mean, we can put anything in these 3D renderings from furniture to curtains to plates. We can even put your pet in it. Like it's pretty detailed.
Yeah.
Their customer buys, and then depending on lead time of the product they're looking at, that's anywhere from 2 to 7 weeks, and then we install.
So in terms of the owner's role, what are they typically doing on a day in, day out basis?
Yeah, so we in our model, we look at the owner as the conductor of the band, not the saxophone player, right? The franchisee is really going to make sure that the designer has all the resources and run the play that they need to. The operations person is running the play, have all the resources they're doing. And then they're going out connecting to the community. They're going out, making sure they have the right referral partners, right? Making sure they have the right people for appliances, for painters, for electrical people, for plumbing. And then they're also really leaning into the B2B side of the business. So there's three customers in this model. You have the B2C, which is the homeowner. And then you have the B2B direct. So that's kind of like the custom home builders, the house flippers. Those are people that are business to business that buy directly from you. And then you
Mm-hmm.
have B2B referral. So the B2B referral is like the high-end remodeling companies, restoration companies, interior designers, architectural firms, this type of people. They're going to refer that customer to you. So you're going out making sure you're networking with people that are doing like business as you.
Right. And how long does that typically take to get some of those big?
Fairly instantly. We have a really good training that's going to help you understand who those people are, how to search for them. We're also going to help you search for them ourselves. So
Huh?
it's not a long process. It's just make sure that you're continuing that conversation and building that relationship.
Are most owners full time in this, or are some owners still doing other jobs or other businesses?
Yeah, so we have a good mix. We have some people that are owner operators. We have some people that are what we call executive mod.
Okay. Okay. I'm just trying to think. So in terms of, I guess, the ideal candidate, what are you looking for there?
Yeah, so the ideal candidate, no background in construction or home services is necessary. To be honest, probably people that don't have that background but do better. I mean, they just really come in and they follow the play and they crush it. But someone that is willing to network. I mean, if you're shy and you don't want to go out and talk to people, you're not willing to join a BNI group or a builders association group and talk about your business, definitely not the good fit for you. But if you are willing to go out and do that, it'll be very fruitful for you. And then also somebody wants to grow a business like an empire builder, right? I mean, we do one brick and mortar for every two territories. Our territories are very gracious and they're going to put multiple stores within that. So someone that really wants to grow that and really wants to grow a business, not someone that wants to be in the day to day every day.
And does everybody start with a full showroom as well, or?
Yeah, the showroom is a huge differentiator. You want to think of this customer really wants to personally connect with the product.
Yeah.
So they'll
Yeah.
see it over the renderings, but they wanna open up the drawers, they wanna touch it, they wanna feel it.
No, yeah, I had to do that myself. In terms of like some of the key metrics that you guys measure, a strong franchisee is looking at, what are those typically look like?
So marketing is definitely a must in this one. In your marketing, you have two different capitals. You have your time with it, your networking, and then you have your actual spend. We report back KPIs to every single franchisee on it. So one of the differentiators that we have in this is we have what we call an executive assistant. That executive assistant is going to be an outbound call center for you. They're going to call every single permit that is in your territory for every contractor, and they're going to filter through everyone that's not doing cabinetry, right? So not doing cabinetry, they're going to filter through that. If they are doing kitchen remodeling, bathrooms, mud rooms, anything like that, they're going to make that warm introduction to the franchisee and their team. At that point in time, that franchisee just goes and runs that lead to make that connection to see if it's a good fit, and then to start making that connection with that other business owner.
Do you find if they're pulling the permits, have they already lined up that contractor?
That's a great point. So sometimes they have, sometimes they haven't. But the key point about it is, even if you're not going to be now, you want to aim to be next, right? Because if they're pulling permits and they're a contractor, they're going to be doing other jobs. So
Oh,
you
gotcha. Of
might not
course.
get them on the first go around. Definitely gonna, if you continue to massage that relationship, you get an opportunity, and that's when you're in. When in this B2B model, each one of those people you connect with are going to bring you 2 to 15 jobs a year. So when you think about our model is based on quality, 2 kitchens a month, you're cash flow positive. So if you're bringing in 7 B2B customers a year and they're doing 7 jobs with you, that's 49 kitchens.
Wow. No, that is fantastic. Yeah, no, I was thinking of it in terms of the customer pulling the permit, but yeah, okay, the contractor, I get it. Makes total sense. Any other so you've got a call center calling on them. Any other tech or process that you're doing on behalf of the franchisees?
Yeah, so we're also doing we have social media ads that are absolutely fantastic. We have some social influencers that are doing that. So what is
Huh?
allowing them to do is really connect with the customer. That's really been working here lately, been really strong. So we're full service in the SEO, we're full service in pay-per-click. Any physical print stuff that's put out, we create all that collateral for the franchisee. So really, I mean, we really want to partner, and just as important as profits is culture. So we
Yeah.
the franchisee to be very well supported.
I imagine, do you in terms of the sourcing of the cabinetry, there's a wide range out there in terms of quality. I was really pleased with what I chose, but my gosh, the difference in range and how they last, how well durable they are, how well painted they are. Yeah. So I would imagine that's really important to the franchisee.
Yeah, so anyone that we have offered up to franchisees to, sell from their catalog and put in their showroom, our COO has his MBA, but he's also a Lean Sigma 6 third degree black belt. So if you don't know what that is, that's process improvement. So he's taken each one of these certified manufacturers through an improvement. They've had to show a track record of being able to not only fulfill orders, but ship them out on time, in full, and undamaged. Right. So we've re-engineered with the end customer in mind. So if those manufacturers can't do that, when they can't show a proven track record of that, they just don't work with us. So we're down to really only working with 9.
Okay.
All but 2 are made in America. That's really important to the customer here, that be made in America. We also
Hmm.
have our own proprietary line of cabinets.
Really?
Really offers a great value to a customer. Our founder really found an opportunity in between entry level and fully custom, right? So
Yeah.
fully custom offers all the things you ever want in the world. Entry level, you only get 2 or 3 door styles, select colors, you get no accessories. So what he did is he took 80% of the accessories that people get in fully custom. He went and found a manufacturer that will take it and cut it down to 4 to 5 door styles, because 90 to 95% of people in this industry buy 4 or 5 door styles.
Right.
And we made our own line, and we teamed with Sherwin-Williams so we can get any colors in the Sherwin-Williams palettes.
Beautiful.
And it's great for the franchisee. There's no middleman, so the margins are really strong.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. Oh, that's really fantastic. In terms of like growth ambitions or where you guys are looking to grow this model, any thoughts there?
Yeah, so we have a lot of white space out there. I know we have 56 franchisees, but there's still a lot of white space out there. We really
Mhm.
affluent areas, middle of the road to affluent areas. We really like, populations. Our territories are 100,000 owner occupied households.
Okay.
We definitely want to go in bigger areas, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's plenty of space in New York, plenty of space in California, Oregon, plenty of space and still in Florida, right? There's not a state that we're sold out in yet, so there's plenty of space there.
What's support look like? Let's say, franchisee on boards, things are going well, and then all of a sudden things are just not going well. How do you guys help them through that?
Yeah, so Michael, that's one of the things that keeps him up at night, right? He makes it very clear that, he does not want to get a phone call from a franchisee not being supported. So there's a couple of things that we do that. So when a franchisee is onboarding, you have an onboarding coordinator. And every single week you have a play from day 1 to day 70 for fully trained. Every single week that onboard coordinator connects with that franchisee and tells them if they're on track or off track. Right. When they leave that onboarding coordinator, they go to a business coach. So every single franchisee has a business coach. And this is something Michael's done. Typically, business coaches is for every like 25 franchisees. We have a
Hmm.
for every 15 or 20 franchisees. They're not only seeing that business coach weekly, but they're not going 6 months or 9 months or a year without ever seeing their business coach. And then from there, our founder, Michael Hartel, every week randomly calls 3 different franchisees. So the staff knows,
Wow.
hey, he's calling and he's checking in and he just wants to say, hey, how's your business going and what can I help?
That's so important. More and more that I talk to or candidates, I do really advise them that, you want to make sure you are the customer of that franchisor. And there's just systems in place to help you be supported because things go wrong or we all get kind of stuck in our business and we need the help to move on. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's good.
I mean, Michael even goes as far as every consultant we do a deal with, he calls personally and thanks them. And then he also updates the consultant after they graduate from training and then milestones down the road. So he's really active. This is not a passive thing for him. He is super
Yeah,
active in his business.
that's fantastic. Anything about the model or that if someone digs into it that may be surprising or that we wouldn't have thought of?
I think the thing that you'll be most surprised of, and this is one thing I hear back from our franchisees a lot, is like you feel like you're an artist that doesn't need a paintbrush or paint or canvas. Like you
Right.
just get so a part of so many different projects and see these things come to life, but you're not like painting them, you're not like banging nails, and it's really inspiring to help people, especially with what they're coming to you with a pain point and to really see them light up afterwards.
It's got to be so tangible that you're seeing this beautiful thing happen at the end. And who doesn't love a new kitchen or a bathroom?
I know, right? Or a new bathroom, a mud room. I mean, it's it's it,
Mudrooms, yeah.
it's such a genuinely like pleasing business to be able to be a part of because the kitchen is the heart of the home, right? That's where
Hmm.
everyone does everything. I mean,
Hmm.
we're in our kitchen 9 times a day.
Yeah.
Well, I want to go in there, be happy, be functional, and live life.
Yeah. Absolutely. What's something that you wish every candidate would ask as they're stepping through this?
Yeah, I would love to hear every candidate ask about culture. I mean, profits, we get that through the FTD, but really ask about what type of culture Cabinet IQ has and what do they go to make sure that culture is thriving, whether it's 5 franchisees or 500.
Fantastic. Oh, that's great. Anything else that you want to discuss about?
Yeah, ma'am.
No, I think you really made it loud and clear what that culture is like and the support that means a lot to I would think anybody listening to this and certainly people that are looking at franchises, but in a competitive space. And actually, before we do wrap up, yeah, what's that like in terms of competition? How do you guys help a franchisee get their head around competition?
Yeah, so competition isn't the usual suspects you think. So it's not the Lowe's, it's not the Home Depot, it's not the Cabinets to Go, it's not IKEA. They just are more of selling an entry level product with no experience and they're very price driven. It's really the mom and pops that are super fragmented, right? They don't
Hmm.
have technology. I know everyone's going to be like, yeah, right. But I'm telling you, in this industry, people are still working off of paper folders.
Yeah.
And so, right, it's crazy to say, and the bar is set so low when you walk into one of our beautiful showrooms that has all the bells and whistles in it, and you're just like, "Wow." It really sets the tone for the experience the customer's gonna have. The
That
customer's
makes sense.
confident that you're gonna take care of them, and then all the tech, right, that helps usher that experience as well.
Fantastic. No, that's helpful. Any other departing words that you want to share with anyone?
No, I appreciate your time. I appreciate all your hard work and the great work you're doing. I really admire you for that. And if there's anything I can do to help you, please let me know.
Thank you. This will be great. I'm looking forward to sharing with you all. All
Awesome.
right. You take care.
All right.